He is 1.5 years in his career, and that's what he's had to deal with.
We get it. You're a Bears fan.
Welcome back to Couch Football with Luke and Ryan.
And Ryan.
Yes, Ryan is here.
Both body and mind.
So we're going to do some Week 10 reactions. We're going to talk some NFL news. We're going to do some hot seat picks for coaches. And then we are going to preview the Bears-Vikings game. And then we're going to wrap it up with the fantasy window. So let's do some Week 10 reactions. So primetime was riveting.
Man,
Week 10.
What a barn burner that one.
We had two games that had final scores of 10-7.
Oh man, what a week.
And funnily enough, there were some Packers fans that were making fun of the Monday night or the Thursday night game, Broncos and the Raiders, and then the Packers had to eat their words because their team also ended up in a 10-7 game and they lost the 10-7 game. So
Why do these games have to be primetime? Why can't they be like, noon on Sunday so you can watch a different game when there's no points scored most of the game?
Why indeed? Chargers-Steelers Sunday night was not 10-7, but it was a blowout. So
Herbert's a second half QB.
Is he now? Second half of the season, or?
Yeah,
because he started the season off on a really good note and has started to fall back a little bit as his offensive line gets injured.
I was saying second half of games, but yeah, you could probably say the season too. He might step it up here.
Yeah, we'll see. Depends on if they can get their O-line figured out. Primetime wasn't good. The Bears did pull out a miraculous win against the Giants, mostly because Jackson Dart got injured. But, yeah, that was I don't know. The Bears are going to send me to an early grave, is what I've learned over the last couple of weeks.
Oh,
so
that's not good.
Yeah.
Too much stress, or?
I just don't like watching these games. They make me scared. But they are number 2 in the division now. Now that the Packers have lost to the Eagles, and the Lions are number 1. So MVP odds shifted. Drake May is now number 1. Drake May and Matthew Stafford are tied for number 1 in MVP, so that's something.
Drake May for the Patriots.
The 8-2 Patriots.
8-2 Patriots. Oh, my bad.
That's right.
Are they top of the division right now?
They are. Yep. Bills are 6-3 because the Bills got crushed by the Dolphins.
I meant to say conference, but yeah, same diff.
Yeah, Bills lost to the Dolphins. That was weird. That's a survivor pool killer right there. Our survivor pool is over. Yep.
What happened there, Luke?
How
did the things finally end up? I know there was 2 left. It was you and a good friend of ours, Abby. We're still in.
So one person took the Panthers to beat the Saints.
Ooh, that sounds like a decent pick.
Is it?
No. What did the other person take?
The other person took the Seahawks over the Cardinals.
Well, okay. So obviously Seahawks over the Cardinals.
And I am sad to report that I'm still alive.
Oh my goodness.
And last year, I won the thing last year, but I was 1 game away from a perfect season, and I lost it. So I'm here to say this year, I will get that perfect season. I'm going to get 8 correct picks in a row right here.
What happens if you don't get the perfect season?
Then I cry in a corner somewhere.
It's good to relieve that stress, but might be unhealthy if you're taking that too seriously.
All right, final piece of Week 10. Ryan? We have a big man shout out.
Big man?
Are you a big man? Huh? I'm talking to you.
And this goes to DeMarcus Lawrence of the Seattle Seahawks.
He's a big guy.
He had 2 almost identical fumble recovery touchdowns in the same game, both in the first half against the Cardinals. So he has 2 defensive touchdowns on the season. So 2 touchdowns in general on the season. So Ryan, let's play a game. Say you tell me more, the same, or less than DeMarcus Lawrence touchdowns on the season.
No.
We will start with Alvin Kamara.
Well, I know that's less. He has 1 touchdown. I looked at that today.
So he has 1. Okay. Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh boy. The same.
He does have the same. They have 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson.
Oh, he has at least one that I saw. I'm going to go more. I'm going to go 3.
He has 2. So he is tied. Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers. I have him. I should know this. I don't. We're going to go tied at 2.
Nope, he has less. DeMarcus Lawrence has 2. Zay Flowers has 1. And finally, this one's not as fair, but CeeDee Lamb, who missed time.
Less.
The same.
Okay.
No one had more on this list.
I noticed that.
This was posted by, I think it was ESPN actually posted this. So I thought it was funny, so I wanted to regurgitate it and turn it into a game. So, all right, let's check in on the news team.
News team, assemble!
Okay, so a little bit of sad Bears fan news. Asante Samuel, the Chargers' old corner, who was recovering from a spinal injury, signed to the Steelers practice squad. So he visited with the Bears on Tuesday. A lot of Bears fans were hoping he would sign with them. He also visited with the Vikings and the Packers and a couple other teams. Landed with the Steelers, which is too bad because the Bears' secondary is abysmal. So the Bears... I'm not used to this. The Bears got a head coach fired. So the Giants moved on from Brian Daboll. Kind of a long time coming, I feel like. They had some success early on and then fizzled out quite quickly. And also Brian Daboll was part of the reason why Daniel Jones got that massive contract and then never lived up to it. And then he switches teams. Daniel Jones and Saquon both switched teams, and they're both superstars on those teams. So, well...
Interesting.
I don't know if I'd say Daniel Jones is a superstar, but team is good. Team's doing well with him. So, yeah. You got any thoughts about Brian Daboll being fired?
I mean, you keep having losing seasons. It's inevitable you're going to be fired, but it kind of seemed like, he had some rookies to test out this year, and things were going well with those rookies. So it felt like they could have held him another year because you got Scatabo coming out. Tyrone Tracy from last year. So, returner, as I said, Jackson Dart has really been doing decent. I mean, 10-3 in touchdown interceptions and 1,400 yards on the season is pretty good. So
he's rushing like crazy.
Given the tools he's had to work with, you could argue he could get another season, but at some point it's just like, okay, you just got to cut it off.
Yeah. Travis Hunter underwent season-ending knee surgery. I think it was Ian Rappaport is a liar because one of the later updates before this was announced was Travis Hunter's injury isn't considered long-term. Well, what is season-ending then?
Well, long-term meaning like years and years.
Yeah, man.
It's all about the context.
Ian Rappaport's like, he'll play football eventually. So, yeah, so he's done for the season. Some people attribute it to him playing both sides of the ball. They say some people think it was too much wear and tear. I don't really agree with that, especially because the injury occurred in practice and it's a non-contact injury. I mean, I don't think...
So he was just walked into a door and broke his knee?
No, it was during practice, but... Yeah, I would not consider that. It was LCL. That was the ligament in his knee. And thus goes my naming rights to my Couch League team. I keep losing the players that I name my team after. I had a Travis Hunter pun as my team name in Couch, and now he's gone, so I've got to find a new name. And then one of my other leagues, my team name is it's still Hidley Ho Neighborino after Malik Neighbors, and obviously I don't have Malik Neighbors anymore.
Yeah, you should
because it's a redraft league. What am I supposed to do? So yeah, luckily those are the only 2 teams I have that are named after players. So maybe I just should never name my team after a player because apparently it's bad juju.
Ah, that's a player.
Yeah, but no one has him in fantasy. Okay, so Jackson Dart exited with a concussion. It's looking like it'll be Jameis Winston starting in Week 11. And then Ramondre Stevenson has already been ruled out for Thursday Night Football. Garrett Wilson has already been ruled out for Week 11. CJ Stroud is experiencing symptoms of his concussion. So he's still in concussion protocol, which I'll say it's not good, but if he misses, Dalton Schultz, probably a sneaky good fantasy play.
Yeah, they won with Davis Mills
They
last
did
week.
win a game with him. But also, Davis Mills hyper targets Dalton Schultz, apparently. So
yeah,
I know this because he got 20 points on my bench.
11 targets, 7 receptions last game.
Yeah. So, sneaky pickup, Dalton Schultz right now. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a surgery done for appendicitis and will miss week 11. This coming after 2 weeks after his breakout game against the Cowboys. So
That's got to be at least a 2-week out, though. You're having surgery. They're cutting into. Maybe it's not invasive, but you still have a wound on you. Those don't close for a little while.
Yeah, probably about 2 weeks. I don't know. We'll see. Bucky Irving was seen participating in Wednesday. Man, I'm having a tough time talking today. Wednesday's walkthrough practice. Initially, they thought he was just going to be doing some exercises on the sideline, and then apparently he did join the walkthrough for a little bit. They say he's still a long shot to play this week, and they say even if he did play this week, he would most likely be on a snap count. But looks like he's going to be coming back soon. J.K. Dobbins could be a candidate for IR. So
let's hope not.
Is it R.J. Harvey season? Possibly.
Yeah, that J.K. Dobbins possibly going to IR is gonna. I don't think it's gonna be good for. I mean, me personally, I have him, so I don't like him going to IR. But for the Broncos in general, he's been a good running back for them. Hasn't been star caliber, but decent for what the team's been doing.
Yeah, no, I mean he's been a good pickup.
Broncos
for
are
fantasy picks.
8-2, so.
Yeah, but I still say a pretender for the Broncos. They look bad against bad teams, and then they barely squeak out these wins. So
Bills lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's more of an anomaly. The Broncos have done this multiple times. They have barely won against bad opponents multiple times. And yes, before someone calls me out for being a hypocrite, I understand the Bears have done the same thing, and that's why I also don't say the Bears are contenders.
No. Let me tell you about the Broncos. They've won against the Titans. They won against the Bengals, the Jets, the Giants, the Cowboys. Need I go on?
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Yeah. 10-7.
So they beat up on a lot of tier 2 teams.
Possibly tier 3.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin, he's been ruled out for week 11 already. And Joe Burrow returned to practice.
Hey.
So it's still, he's still a ways out there from returning, but that was
picked up in a lot of fantasy leagues.
I noticed that. I actually really wish I would have gone for it, but the league that I'm the most quarterback needy in, my roster's locked down because of stupid Matthew Golden being in my IR slot. So,
yeah.
Okay, I think that'll do it for NFL news. Let's go into.
Just wanted to point out, Jonathan Taylor got the most rushing yards by a running back in this previous game, 234. So, not of all time. That's like almost
296.
Yeah. But
by Adrian Peterson.
This season, just wanted to point out that Jonathan Taylor is having a noteworthy season. Could be in the MVP race.
He could be, yeah. Him and McCaffrey are like 3 points within each other when it comes to season average for fantasy points. So those are the guys right there. Which is surprising because McCaffrey has had some stinkers of games lately.
Whoa. You say too many bad things about McCaffrey. We know Cole's going to sense it.
That's right.
And he's going to show up at the front door. We can't have it.
Jonathan Taylor has been remarkably consistent compared to some of the other top-tier running backs. Yes, we're looking at you, Falcons. Stop giving Algier touchdowns. Use Bijan Robinson.
You got to spell Bijan. You can't hand him the rock 30 times a game.
Yes, you can, and when they do it, he gets 200 yards.
You know, Jonathan Taylor already has 1,000 yards on the season.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, that's the season that Barkley was having last year. Saquon had 2,000.
Yeah, but we're literally, what?
We're halfway through.
This is week 11, and he's...
We're halfway through, and he hasn't had his bye week yet, so...
Yeah.
He'll have a shot at 2,000. 2,000 is much more attainable now because of the extra game, so... Okay, let's go ahead and switch over to On the Hot Seat. Okay, so on the hot seat, we're going to talk about some coaches that might be out of work at the end of the season. And we're going to talk about, well, some of these we might debate with each other because some of us are more bullish on than others.
Okay. You can preface it however you want. It's just some people are just wrong.
We'll start with Raheem Morris for the Falcons since we were just talking about that. So yeah, I mean, for me, I'm a fantasy football player. I have Bijan Robinson. I don't think that the Falcons are utilizing talent correctly. Also, a hilarious quote that just came out from Raheem Morris on Sunday when they were talking about Algier was he referred to Algier as a quote-unquote superstar running back. Algier is not a superstar running back. You know who is? Bijan Robinson. So yes, I'm a little heated about Algier scoring 2 touchdowns and Bijan not getting any, but
maybe he wasn't given the opportunity. Maybe he is superstar caliber and he's just
he's not.
Okay.
No, he's not. But no, it goes deeper than that though. When it comes to the Falcons, they're probably the most unpredictable team in the NFL on a week-to-week basis, but also it's some weeks they look amazing. They're beating the Bills. They're beating actual contenders. And then other weeks they're getting blown out and they look terrible. I don't understand how this all happens, but it's got to be coaching related. I don't see what else it could be. It's not like they've had a ton of serious injuries. They haven't. Like, the roster is relatively unchanged on a week-to-week basis. So, yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think Raheem Morris should be fired next season or going into next season. I actually would give him another year because I don't think he's actually a bad coach, but there's someone is causing the Falcons to be this inconsistent. So
he's only been 2 years with the Falcons, I think.
That's another thing too. I never think so. I will say one thing to touch on. I should have said this before we started. We are not doing any first-year head coaches.
Jets.
No, you can't pick the Jets. You can't pick Aaron Glenn. So we're not doing any first-year head coaches. Raheem Morris is probably the closest thing we have to a first-year head coach. And that's probably why I'll probably be the most lenient with him, is just because I think it typically takes 2 to 3 full seasons before a coach really starts to get their repertoire going. So, all right, what were you saying, Ron?
I was saying I agree. I don't think he's going to be dismissed this year. However, next year, definite possibility. From what I've found, he's been... So he was with the Bucs before the Falcons, and he's effectively been a head coach for 5-ish seasons, whether you qualify his time as an interim head coach, his time spent or not. Anywho, he has a record of 32 and 53. So, and he's had a losing record for 3 straight seasons now. You know, started with the Bucs and now coming into the Falcons. So the data isn't good on what he's done with what he's had now. It's a new team, and he inherited players, so there's something to be said for that. So maybe a third season will give us a real good tell of how good of a coach he's going to be for the Falcons. Because Penix, this is his first full season, correct?
Yes.
And I feel real bad if a coach is given more or less a rookie QB and then told, hey, go have a winning season, do something with this.
Well, they had Kirk Cousins, but he was bad. So
he played a game, though, this year.
He did, and he was bad.
And he was bad.
But Penix has also had a bad game. If you recall the sleeper notification saying Kirk Cousins is in the game for Michael Penix, parentheses bad, which is the coldest sleeper notification I've ever gotten.
Man.
Okay.
So Morris not being fired next year, possibly.
Yeah, that's where I land with it. And then this is the most controversial one, I think. I'm gonna jump right into it.
Okay.
Ryan disagrees with me. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if it happens after this season. It's John Harbaugh for the Ravens. And hear me out.
I'll give you time.
With John Harbaugh, I just feel like he has not adapted to the modern NFL. The thing that killed me, and I had to watch it 2 weeks in a row. I had to watch it in, I want to say it was the Browns game, and what was the other one? I want to say it was the Browns and maybe the Lions game. It was one of the two. But what it was they on a goal to go situation where they're at like the 1 or 2 yard line, the play calling is ridiculous. It's just like, oh, we're going to do a play action pass, and then when that doesn't work, we're going to try to get really tricky with it, and we'll line up Derrick Henry as a wildcat, and we'll snap the ball to him, and then he'll look to run, and then he'll lose 4 yards on that. And then on 3rd and like 6, then we'll try a run up the middle when it doesn't make any sense to do it. Stuff like that. I was watching that, and at the time I had Derrick Henry in a shop league, and it was so frustrating to watch. And then when they lost Lamar, I understand it's bad when you lose your best player. But losing Lamar and then getting blown out repeatedly by the Texans, the Rams, and then somehow, I mean, they played the Bears clearly on the Bears' worst game because the Bears, it's the only game of the season where the Bears haven't scored 20 points. And then Lamar comes back and all of a sudden they're great again. So I do feel like Lamar is just single-handedly saving John Harbaugh's job. And yeah, their clock management's also been a joke, so yeah. I'm not big on John Harbaugh nowadays.
Okay.
I like his brother more.
I disagree with I disagree with the notion that he would ever be on the hot seat because he's a coach with a winning record. And just
Bill Belichick was fired by the Patriots.
He was. Do you know how many losing seasons John Harbaugh has? Just take a guess. Throw a number out there.
I'd say 0.
It is not 0.
I was gonna say.
Technically,
Mike Tomlin has 0.
Okay, there's some. Does he actually have 0?
He has 0.
My goodness, Tomlin's such a good coach. He'll never be on the hot seat.
Probably not.
He will die coaching one game. That's how he's gonna go.
Tomlin's funny. It was last year. He was in a press conference during training camp, and they were like, he's like, whatever, and he's like, next question. They're like, Mike, you have 1 year left on your contract. Then he just walked out. he just walks out of the room.
Oh, jeez.
So.
Getting back, though.
Right, how many losing records seasons does Harbaugh
Harbaugh has 2 losing seasons. One of them's 8-9, one of them's 5-11, and then 2 more seasons where it was 8-8. And for the past 3 years before this, 10-7, 13-4, 12-5. I don't see how he ever gets put on the hot seat when he's putting up numbers like this. They're making it to the playoffs. I mean,
will they make the playoffs this year?
They have time.
They have time. They were 1-5 at one point this year. No, it's not something. I'm not predicting that John Harbaugh is going to get fired. I'm saying I'm just not going to be surprised if it happens. Bill Belichick got fired after a bad stint. The way I was watching the Ravens play, especially without Lamar, was just like, okay, this team is hopeless without Lamar.
They got Zay Flowers, though.
Which reminds me, yeah. But a team being hopeless without the starting quarterback sounds a little something like
Bengals.
The 3-6 Bengals. Bringing us to our next one, Zach Taylor.
Good segue.
Yes, I'm a professional at this. Zach Taylor. So Zach Taylor's been on the hot seat for a couple years now, if anything, and they never move on from him. Mostly because I feel like they're always in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, they're just on the cusp.
But I will say the coaching is bad. The decisions that he'll make on the field are not good. But I will say part of it is just the organization. Like I gotta throw pretty much the whole organization under the bus for never trying to build up their offensive line. Like they've had one of the worst offensive lines the entirety of Joe Burrow's career, very reminiscent of Andrew Luck's career, and yet they don't do anything to fix it. So I'm throwing the GM, I would throw the head coach, I throw everyone under the bus in this because, yes, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, they carry the Bengals on a year-to-year basis, but it's because the Bengals as a whole make terrible decisions. Not defending Zach Taylor. He's not a good coach. I don't like him. But yeah.
He's had winning seasons for the past 4 years. Though.
Because of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins.
I understand what you're saying. It's just there's some evidence here that shows, hey, he might not be a terrible coach if you have a winning record, right?
No,
I
I think that talent can outweigh.
I get that it could be a Belichick and Brady situation where you have one person carrying the team, but is it hard to fire a coach who's had a winning season for the past 4 years?
The Bears made the playoffs 2 years in a row and then fired Matt Nagy.
Well, we had to get him out of there.
Because he was a bad coach.
Yeah, that was a bad situation.
Like how Zach Taylor is a bad coach.
So he does have a losing record for wins losses, 49-58. However, those losses were 2 seasons that were abysmal. Yeah. 2-14, 4-11. So I don't think that there's enough to say, hey, fire Zach Taylor. I'm not saying I like the guy. I'm not saying I hate him either. I'm going to sit on the fence as much as possible.
I'm going to go to the fence.
Exactly. So I don't think he's getting fired this year.
Depending on how the Bengals finish. If the Bengals finish, I would say if the Bengals have 10 or more losses,
which it looks like they're going to have 10.
They'd have to lose 4 more. I think he will be fired. Just my opinion, because he's been on the hot seat before, and he's always gotten bailed out because the team stays competitive. But yeah, without Joe Burrow, it's not looking too good for them. Also, I mean, prioritize your defense, man. Even like Flacco is helping them score 40 points a game. They're still losing. Okay. Let's stay in the AFC North, apparently. Apparently the entire AFC North, other than Mike Tomlin's on the hot seat.
Mike Tomlin's good, though. So.
We're going to talk Kevin Stefanski.
Oh, boy.
Former Coach of the Year candidate. Or no, he did win Coach of the Year. But it's been tough sledding for them. And they have had a revolving door of quarterbacks. And Kevin Stefanski, I think he should be fired simply for the role he played in them acquiring Deshaun Watson. Everyone that was involved on bringing Deshaun Watson into the team should be fired. That is a franchise-altering move that sets your franchise back like probably 5 years, 5 to 10 years, I'd say. Unless some of these rookies turn into some diamonds in the rough, Shador or Dylan Gabriel. So
yeah, looking good.
I mean, he started targeting Jerry Jeudy, so that worked out well for me because I was forced to flex Jerry Jeudy last week.
You love Jerry Jeudy.
He had like a 5-point projection and half point, and I did not feel good, but I played him. So
and you were happy.
But yeah, Stefanski, it's not good. Nothing looks good. The Browns make I'll use what I used to say about the Bears all the time, and sometimes I still do. To sum up the Browns, they make everything look hard. They make everything look difficult. Even on defense, which is their forte right now, they still, like, some of their defensive calls just don't look good. They can be a good matchup when it comes to receivers and whatnot, so at least they got Myles Garrett.
Yeah, one of the scariest guys out there. He'll hit you with a helmet if he feels the need to. But yeah, we are in agreement on Kevin Stefanski and how he's been for the Browns. It is, overall, it hasn't been a good outlook for the Browns. Looking at, he doesn't have a winning record. They just lost, or not just lost, but they lost to the Jets too.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Which is kind of a bad loss. Was Fields even playing during that loss? I don't remember, but
he was. Yeah.
Either way, it was
it was. Well, you know what it was. The Jets had 2 return touchdowns back to back.
Yeah.
So that's something. That's bad special teams right there. Well, good special teams for the Jets.
So he's had more losing seasons than winning seasons for the Browns. So I think you can safely say, hey, we tried.
Yeah. Stefanski is the first one I will go out and say I fully believe he will not be the coach of the Browns next year.
Oh, bold words.
I mean, it's bold, but also it's right. It's what the Browns should do. They should move on. Okay, let's do Jonathan Gannon for the Cardinals. He's been on the hot seat for a couple weeks now.
Jay Gannon, let's go.
I mean, they beat the Cowboys, so the Cardinals are not inept, but there were things like, I mean, the Titans game, like what a fall apart that was. DeMarcado fumbling at the 1 yard line, throwing it out, dropping it before he crossed the goal. Before the goal line. Like, yeah, that's bad. That's a boneheaded play by him. But Gannon responded to that by basically hitting DeMarcado on the sideline. That's not a good look. And then he never really unlocked what you wanted from Kyler Murray. And there's just nothing to me that Gannon has really done for the franchise that makes me think the Cardinals are taking steps in the right direction. Personally, I think they should have just kept Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury is having a lot of success with Washington as their OC.
Washington.
And he could have probably just stayed on the Cardinals. He's a good offensive coordinator. He's a good offensive mind. I would have retained him, and I would have just gone out and gotten a defensive coordinator that's got some notoriety. So,
yeah, Jonathan Gannon. He's had a little bit of time to prove himself. This is his third year with the Cardinals, and looking at the records for the previous 2 years, first year was 4-13, kind of bad. Then he went up to 8-9, trending in the right direction. Now they're kind of trending down at 3-6. But your starting QB's been out for a little bit.
Yeah, but they look better without him.
Which is another red flag. So he's only had 3 years, as you said. Bears fired Nagy after only a pair of years. So I think it's valid that he should be considered for the hot seat, but I don't know if now's the time to fire him. If they see success with Brissett and whatever running back they're playing right now.
Yeah, they've had a slew of injuries, so it's not solely on the coach, but
do coaches still get fired though, even if players get injured?
It does happen all the time, yeah. And sometimes, like I was saying with Harbaugh, an injury can happen. But your team shouldn't just go from being a legitimate contender to they can't score against bad teams like the Texans.
And this is probably why there's such a revolving door for head coaches. Like they stop being a head coach somewhere and get hired somewhere else as a head coach. Because you can say, hey, my players got injured. My offense or my defense, however you want to say it, the system would have worked had everyone been healthy.
Right. Okay, let's wrap it up. We got two honorable mentions. This one, I'm just going to throw out there. He shouldn't be fired. I'll preface it. I'll say he shouldn't be fired. But Dan Quinn for the Commanders. Yeah. Simply because just what poor mismanagement of your starting quarterback to have him in down 3 scores with 5 minutes left in the game. It's miraculous that he isn't going to suffer long-term damage in that arm. We're talking about Jaden Daniels, obviously. But it should be smarter. Be smarter with your players. Be smarter with your personnel. That was so foolish. And then also, I will say, Dan Quinn, the team is regressing a lot from last year. They were in the NFC Championship game last year. And now even when they do have Jaden Daniels playing, they don't look good. So, just throwing that out there. He shouldn't be fired, though. You got anything to touch on that?
No.
Okay. And then, final honorable mention is Nick Sirianni for the Eagles. Another one I think Ryan disagrees with me on, but...
You can say your piece.
Sirianni I think he has gotten bailed out year after year by being on a talented team that's got a very talented roster. Yes, they won the Super Bowl. I told Ryan earlier, there were Eagles fans that said, I'm stoked they won the Super Bowl, but I'm sad that it means Sirianni's going to be the coach for at least another year. Because Sirianni, I just don't think he's a good coach. And it was never more clear than this last Monday night game against the Packers, where they were going for it on 4th and 7 on the 40-yard line with 40 seconds left, whatever it was. The Packers have used their last timeouts. They're all out. Why are you going for it? And if you're going to go for it, why are you hucking it to the end zone? It's just terrible. It's just a terrible call. Even if A.J. Brown catches that ball and it's a touchdown, you'll still have people. It's not going to go from, oh, people doubt you to people praise you. It's going to go from people doubt you to when it happens, people are going to be like, man, that was risky. No one's going to be like, you genius. They're just going to be like, that was risky. That was a risky call. Most coaches wouldn't make that call because it's stupid. So yeah, I don't like Sirianni as a coach. He's got good games, he's got bad games. So
he hasn't had a bad season yet, though. He's had a winning record
because the roster is super talented.
5 of the seasons he's had a winning roster for 5 seasons. I mean, when's the cutoff? 6 seasons. Oh, that's got to be serious. 7, 8. How much proof do you want?
I want to see them not make stupid decisions when the game is on the line. That's what I want to see.
It happens. One more honorable mention. Just I don't think he's on the hot seat, but Mike McDaniel for the Dolphins.
Oh, he's definitely on the hot seat. Like, there are people that think he'll be fired during the season. Do I think he should be? No. The team's bad.
No, you're right. He head coach of the Dolphins for 4 seasons. First 2 seasons winning record. These past 2, losing record last season, and then this season looks like it's going to be another losing season for him. So he's been plagued by some injuries with his QB, with his receivers, with running backs a little bit, with Raheem Mostert when he was playing, and then A-Chan was a little injured when he first started playing too.
Yeah. And also just Tua's not that good. He's always been a player that I've always been kind of on the fence of, where it's like he doesn't have a lot of powers in his he doesn't have a lot of power behind his passes, kind of a little bit of a noodle arm, and then his decision making has been questionable a lot. But now I feel like he's been playing long enough that I can say definitively I don't think he's a good quarterback. Remember the draft class he came in with? He was in Joe Burrow's draft class, Justin Herbert's draft class, and Jalen Hurts' draft class. Jalen Hurts went in the second round. He's definitely the worst out of all of those guys. So,
Tua or Jay Cuddy? Who would you rather have?
Like Jay Cutler?
Yeah.
I would take Cutler.
Oh.
Yeah, I would take Cutler. And I wasn't, I wasn't a massive Cutler fan or anything, but Cutler, when he was with the Dolphins, beat Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So,
kind of puts Tua into a place for some people, saying, oh, I didn't realize he was that bad.
Yeah, he's just not... His career has not gone the way that everyone thought it would, which is... It's bizarre, because, he was great with Alabama, so...
Maybe it's because he's throwing with his non-dominant hand.
That is true. That's a weird story.
He's right-handed, but he throws left-handed?
His dad is a lefty, and he wanted his son to play football lefty, so he would tie Tua's arm behind his back and make him throw left-handed while he was a child.
That's got to be a child abuse.
Borderline for sure. That's a weird...
They're in Hawaii, which is, far away from...
That's the US of A, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a weird one. Real quick, wrap it up. Let's do the opposite. Who do you think is right now? Who do you think will win Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year?
I've got a pick.
Ben Johnson.
I don't think it'll be Ben Johnson because I don't think the Bears are going to finish with a winning record. But I will go similarly. This is a player with a this is a coach with a second-year quarterback, first season coaching or head coach of this team, Mike Vrabel. Patriots are looking real good, and Vrabel is currently the betting favorite, and deservedly so. Titans should have never let him go. So, okay, let's go ahead and transition. So we're going to do our game preview. We've got the 6-3 Bears at the 4-5 Vikings.
Ooh, finally doing a Bears game.
We are finally doing a Bears game, which Ryan says they're going to have a losing record since we preview a game of theirs, but they're going to have a losing record regardless. They've got a tough slate ahead of them. So.
I mean, we don't subscribe to superstition, but we recognize the trends.
Yeah.
We talk about it, they're going to do bad.
They have I'll pop it up right here just to, people think I'm just a negative Bears fan, but here's the upcoming schedule. They've got the Vikings. It's a toss-up, I'd say. They've got the Steelers. That's another toss-up. They've got the Eagles, that's a loss. They've got the Packers, that's a loss. They've got the Browns, that's a win. Packers, that's a loss. 49ers, that's a loss. Lions, that's a loss. Unless the Lions have already secured the highest seed possible for them and they rest their starters.
They've already beat the Vikings and the Lions this year, though.
No, they haven't. They lost to both of them.
Oh, yes, they did.
They got crushed by the Lions, at least.
It was a one-score game with the Vikings.
So, yes, I do not expect the Bears to end with a winning record. I saw ESPN or someone was asking, they were saying if the Bears win 9 games, is the season a success or a failure? I consider 9 wins to be an absolute success. That would be a winning record. They wouldn't get a playoff berth, most likely. But yeah, a winning record with a second-year quarterback who's on his 3rd head coach and his 4th offensive coordinator in 2 years. He is 1.5 years in his career, and that's what he's had to deal with.
Okay. We get it. You're a Bears fan.
You're right. So, yes, 9 wins would absolutely be a success. I just don't see it happening with that schedule. So, 6-3 Bears and 4-5 Vikings. We'll go ahead and do the betting lines for Ryan.
Okay. So, surprisingly, Bears are 6-3. Minnesota is 4-5. However, the odds favor Minnesota at -3.
I actually knew that.
Which is surprising.
It's a home game for the Vikings, so
yeah, that's a nice stadium.
A little bit of it is a good stadium, but it's just a little bit of that might help with the spread a little bit.
Over under is at 48.5.
Yeah.
And then for the poll on Yahoo, out of 8,000 picks, 60% of people have picked Chicago.
More people in Chicago than Minneapolis.
At least to bet on them at +3. So not necessarily to win the game, but
to cover the spread, yeah.
Correct.
So, yeah, so a lot of injuries here. DeAndre Swift, Roma Dunze, DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, all questionable. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, the Bears' top 2 corners, still on IR. TJ Edwards, linebacker, is questionable. Jaquan Brisker, Tyreek Stevenson. Literally, some of the last starters that are still playing in their secondary are injured or are questionable, Brisker and Stevenson. And then flip it over to Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy, questionable, likely to play. Aaron Jones, questionable, likely to play. Will Fries, right guard, he's questionable. Defense, they've got a lot too. Andrew Van Ginkel.
That's a fun name.
Josh Metellus, Theo Jackson, and Jonathan Renard. All questionable. So, some banged up teams here.
Well, even Aaron Jones is hurting with his shoulder, so...
Yeah, but I mean, Jordan Mason's looked good. So.
These are just the most notable.
Yeah, so, I mean, it'll be a tough one for both teams, I think. The Bears were looking real good in the first half against Minnesota week 1, and then they fell apart in the second half. Which is hilarious because it's the complete opposite of what they've been the last couple of weeks, where they fall apart early on and then come back in the second half. So, very different team than week 1. I don't have a ton to touch on with this. I think it'll be a close game. I'm taking the under. 48.5. I'm taking under on that.
They're playing in a stadium, so
I don't see this
elements
game,
won't be a factor.
Yeah, I don't see this game being a scorcher. I don't see it. I don't see this game ending with some crazy 35-28 score.
Well, you got 2 teams whose defenses are suspects. So, are you sure?
The Bears' defense is really bad, so I actually would expect this. I mean, I'll do the old-fashioned prediction, and I'll say I think it'll be like 24-14 Vikings. That's how I think it'll probably actually end. The Bears defense is bad, but it's still a rookie quarterback. Is it? It's not smashing the under. It's
10 points, 2 scores. Okay.
But no, we're talking a rookie quarterback still. He's looked. You know what? He's having some decent weeks. They obviously lost against Baltimore, but so did the Bears. So
Baltimore's a good team. The 4-5 Ravens.
No, they're not. So, yeah, I don't. I mean, I guess I should have saved my prediction for the end, but yeah, I don't think the Bears are going to win this one. I think they could. but the Bears have been able to. They could win any of the games that they've had so far, and none of them have been really against legitimate contenders. So, yeah, fantasy wise, I think you can play Caleb Williams. He's had some solid weeks recently.
You have to play Williams. He's had great weeks these past 2 weeks, and it's like it kind of seems like you're throwing a dart at a dartboard, and you might hit it off this week, you might not, but you got to play Williams.
Yeah. He did put the team on his back to win against the Giants. He ended it with 30-yard rush, then quick 5-yard passing touchdown. Then when they got the ball back, he ended it with like a 20-yard rushing touchdown. So he was mic'd up for it. It was a fun video to watch. But so yeah, you're playing Caleb Williams. You're playing DeAndre Swift if he plays. Kyle Monangai, starting to be a sneaky flex play. Got a touchdown last week. Week before that, when he was the starter, went over 100 yards.
Bears are number 2 in the league in rush yards per game. So I think you could...
Which is crazy because they started out the season terrible.
Yeah, I think you could... I think you could play them. And overall, they're 3rd in yards per game. However, as Luke said before, they have played some simpler matchups, easier.
Less than...
So these stats might be slightly inflated because they're 7th in points scored. And we're talking about the Bears here. So numbers might be a tad more inflated.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it is. So they went into their bye week, one of the worst rushing offenses in the league, and they came out, and they're number 2 now. So whatever adjustments they made in the bye week have really helped them. I mean, I think it's got to be run blocking related. They must have been missing assignments. So, but anyway, Swift, Monangai, Caleb Williams. I think we can play all of them. Monangai, kind of a sneaky flex play. Roma Dunze, after goosing, finally got a good week. First reception of the game, or first pass of the game went to him. DJ Moore goosed, but he was injured. He missed a chunk of the Giants game. Came in there at the end. So I don't put a lot of stock in him goosing. He has not been good, though. You probably weren't playing him in fantasy before last week, and you probably won't be playing him going forward unless things change. So,
okay. Any others? You got
not playing Cole Kmet, maybe playing Loveland. Possibly would play him in a pinch. And then Luther Burden, not playing him, but I'll say this: DFS, DraftKings, FanDuel players, he's a sneaky play.
He's cheap.
If we're talking wide receiver 3 in DFS, he's a cheap play, and he's been looking better and better. And Zacchaeus, the actual wide receiver 3, he had a bad game last week with a lot of drops. So Burden might get turned up a little bit. So.
Just had popcorn on the sidelines during the game or something.
That's right. That's the quote.
A lot of butter on that.
But yeah, so I think Burden's a sneaky play this week in DFS, but also I think he will end the season on a high note. I think that he'll get more involved. So
what about the Bears defense? Are they a sneaky player?
No, they're not.
Hang on.
Their defense is so
Bears
bad
defense
right
are number 1 in interceptions.
Yeah, they're good in takeaways. When they don't get takeaways, they're allowing tons and tons of yards.
Number 1 in interceptions. Although I will say, points allowed, they're like 28th, so they allow a lot of points.
A lot of points and a lot of yards. They are not good.
They're playing a rookie QB who has an injury to his hand.
It's not a play.
So I'm just throwing it out there.
It's not a play, Ryan.
Okay.
It's not a play.
Forgive me.
I have spoken.
If we come back on next week and they scored, 20 points for defense, I will expect a very public apology.
All right, we can do a bet like that.
15. 10 points.
You said 20.
20's a lot.
Yeah, 15's a lot too.
That is multiple pick sixes.
Tell you what, I'll take you at 16.
Oh, 14.
We're not doing 40. No, we're going to say 16.
So you do think there's a chance?
Nah, there's not. I mean, they did get a pick 6 against J.J. McCarthy week 1, but okay, flipping it over. J.J. McCarthy, I would say he's startable in this matchup. Super flex play, I'd say.
As I said, the Bears give up a lot of points, so I would agree with that.
Yeah. He was my fantasy window pick last week. Wasn't great. He basically hit his projection. His projection was like 16.5. He basically got that. So, he's not yet your 26 point, 28 point a week kind of guy, but I think he's against the Bears. I'd say he's probably good for 20, 19 to 20. Aaron Jones, you're playing him. Jordan Mason, you're probably playing him. There's probably 4 running backs in this game that you're willing to play.
Yeah, all 4 of them.
And then Justin Jefferson, you're playing. Obviously, he's a must-start. Jordan Addison, sneaky good. Play him.
Mm-hmm.
T.J. Hawkinson, don't play him. Don't play T.J. Hawkinson.
Hawkinson.
If you have T.J. Hawkinson, don't play him. He's not good. Well, I don't know if he's not good, and maybe the quarterbacks just haven't been good, but yeah, it's not been good. Vikings defense against the Bears, I wouldn't play them. But yeah, I still just don't think this game is going to be that high scoring. It's more of a gut feeling. I know both defenses struggle, but it's just kind of a gut feeling of mine.
I think you're being a little pessimistic on the Bears there.
I don't believe in either offense in this matchup. That's what it is. I feel like both offenses are going to sputter a little bit. So,
Okay.
yeah, okay. Well, I already did my prediction. I said Vikings are going to beat the Bears, and I think I said 24-14.
That's aggressive.
I might go back a little bit on that. I might think 24-17. I don't know.
No, I'm going the opposite way. I am going Bears at 30 points.
Crazy.
And the Vikings at 12 because they're going to try to go for 2 a couple times and miss.
You are.
It is. Is it more outlandish than your prediction? Is it? Think about it.
It's not more maybe a
Caleb
little.
Williams is an inside QB.
The first game ended 27-24, but there was a pick 6 scored in that game.
I just got done talking about the Bears defense here.
It's not going to happen again. Nah.
It could happen again.
It could, but it won't. J.J. McCarthy, I think.
He has more interceptions than touchdowns.
But a pick 6,
He has more interceptions than touchdowns.
It's unlikely. A pick 6 is hard to bet on.
It's usually unlikely for a QB to end the season with more picks than touchdowns.
Jameis Winston's done it.
I thought he was even. I thought he was 30 and 30.
I think it was 30 and 30. It's ridiculous. So, all right. Let's go ahead and do the fantasy window.
Fantasy window.
Okay, so the fantasy window, these are our picks for the week of players that you're on the fence about. And this is just our time to pound the drum for them, and I've got one that is fun. And you're waiting for it early on in the year and then it didn't happen, and you're sad that it's happening now because it could have been something so much more beautiful if it would have happened like week 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
My pick is Darius Slayton versus Green Bay.
Sorry, I had something in my throat.
Green Bay, not a great matchup. Green Bay's 13th against receivers. But let me tell you, Jameis Winston makes all the difference when it comes to fantasy. Don't get me wrong, the Giants are going to lose this game.
Don't misunderstand.
Giants are going to lose this game, but it will be fun for fantasy. If it's the Jameis Winston that we know and love, the guy that throws 50 times a game and targets each receiver 15 times, Darius Slayton last week with Jackson Dart and Russell Wilson throwing to him, he went 4 for 4 for 89 yards. That was 12 points. Last week, or the week prior, he got 11. That was with just Jackson Dart. Jameis Winston, I'm pounding the drum for 15 points. And I think he's got a real good shot at it.
Man, I've never heard you been so positive about Jameis Winston.
I mean, no, that's not true. When I had Jerry Jeudy with Jameis Winston throwing him on the Browns, I was very much a fan of Jameis Winston. He doesn't win NFL games, but man, is he good for fantasy football.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I recognize that could be a sneaky play. Now, I'm going to go a little bit different. We're going to go kind of a twofer here. And this is a little bit more fringe, but you're going to want to play him over others. I'm going to go Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And I usually avoid the Cleveland Browns when it comes to the QBs. However, they're letting him pass. This past game, the 32 attempts, only 17 completions, so somebody could say for the completion percentage. But he threw 2 TDs and no interceptions. And on the year, he's thrown more TDs than interceptions. This past game, he 12 targets to Jerry Jeudy, And Jerry Jeudy had a phenomenal game. Who is my second person?
I see. I see what you did there.
Yes, that I would play. He had 12 targets, only 6 receptions for 78 yards. But you're starting to see some rapport. So you're seeing a quarterback who is passing more. And you're seeing I wanted to bring this up as well. The teams that they're playing are very, very good in terms of passing matchups. So they have Baltimore this next week. After that, Las Vegas, San Francisco, you could say either way, Tennessee, Chicago. So there are a lot of good matchups for Gabriel to do something.
Yeah.
I'm not saying play him all these weeks, but he might be worth a bench stash, at least.
Yeah, Gabriel, I mean, Superflex is where I put him right now.
I mean, you're putting him above Bryce Young, right?
Yes, I would.
I mean, so there's at least one starting quarterback you're playing him over.
Yeah, so fringe Superflex I'd put him at. I like the Jerry Jeudy pick. Because Dylan Gabriel, my thing is he doesn't throw for a lot of yards right now. So he's multi-touchdowns or bust is what he is to me. He's got to throw 2 touchdowns or you're not going to be happy with the game. But I do like Jerry Jeudy this week because Baltimore is 26th against receivers. And they're going to, I mean, with Lamar Jackson playing, the Browns are going to be playing from behind a lot. So Jerry Jeudy, I don't think he's getting 12 targets, but I think he'll be good for 8 is where I'd put it at. So, all right. Heed our words. Play these guys. Maybe not Darius Slayton, but maybe not Dylan Gabriel. But
it's Slayton you'd probably play over Gabriel.
Yeah.
But I think I'm playing Gabriel over, like, Tua.
Yeah, Tua.
I mean, the matchup has got me a little excited.
I don't even know what you do with Tua when it comes to Dynasty right now.
Yeah.
It's the trade deadline for most leagues. Not ours, but it's the trade deadline for most leagues.
If I look at it, I'm probably playing Gabriel over several QBs that are starting this week. Maybe even including Deshaun or Jameis Winston. Maybe.
Jameis Winston's a sneaky pick, actually. But there is a league where I might consider it, and we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Green Bay's not a great matchup, but okay. Well, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for listening. Follow us on social media.
Yeah, do that.
One more plug for that. I'm trying to be a little more active on it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. See you later.
Bye.